Hi, so I'll be talking a little bit about television and media today and some of the factors that go into it. So, looking at the Occupational Outlook Handbook, all the jobs listed under this particular sector, media and communication, didn't list anything higher than a bachelor's degree as the highest level of education needed. But I decided to look further into these jobs and divide them into what I thought were similar traits and skills. So, announcers, reporters, the first category, they definitely need skills in public speaking and being articulate, as well as having traits such as being approachable and having good countenance because they are the face of a network or TV show. Second, writers, authors, and editors definitely need skills in creative writing, just writing in general, and having a creative outlook on their content, as well as being hardworking and diligent because often they have to create and look at a great amount of content in a little amount of time. Lastly, camera operators, engineers, and editors definitely need to have more technical skills with certain programs and equipment because it is so specific and important to how the content is recorded, created, and watched. So next we'll talk about the technological developments, which there have been so many that have greatly influenced the market. So firstly, streaming platforms is obviously the most important. Things like Netflix, Hulu, and Spotify have definitely shifted the market more towards the internet rather than on cable television. And these platforms like Netflix and Hulu are also becoming an agent in the market because they're starting to create their own original content. But besides putting a pressure on traditional broadcasting and cable networks such as NBC, ABC, and CBS, it also is making consuming content easier for the consumer. So people can get television and movies much more quickly and accessibly through these platforms. Secondly, smartphones and apps. Again, you can download these apps like Hulu and Netflix onto your smartphone. But additionally, the apps that you can get maybe not on the computer, so apps like CNN and Fox News are definitely shifting how people consume their news. So you can get updates and unprompted alerts from these apps, so you don't have to go to the websites or even go to the television to get your news. Thirdly, social media has definitely played a role in revolutionizing the industry. So I know a lot of people consume their media through these platforms, such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and even our president uses Twitter to send out alerts or news. So it really is shifting the consumption of news and media. Lastly, because of all three of the previously mentioned technological updates, piracy has been a big problem. I know that last year Hulu and Netflix together lost a combined total of $52 billion from lost subscriptions because of piracy, just because these streaming platforms and all of the recording devices we have make it really easy for people to record and share media for free. So there is a projected growth of the employment in this sector. So projected growth of 6% in the next 8 years, according to the BLS. But it's mostly concentrated in creating, editing, and translating. I think because there are so many new agents like Netflix and Hulu that are creating new content, NBC, CBS need to compete, create new content. So I think that's why there's a jump in creation. If you look at the second portion, the bottom two bullet points, broadcast, cable networks, and television broadcasting are also projected to jump in the next 4 years, which I think is counterintuitive. But I think this is because these broadcast and cable networks are collaborating with these new streaming platforms, not only to put their content on there, but also to advertise onto their platforms. And additionally, I think that things like the Olympics and presidential or even midterm elections are a way for people to tune in more to their television rather than the internet. Lastly, some tools. The MPAA is great for film and television specific updates. Adweek is more of a holistic that provides updates in print, television, music, and movies. And the Hollywood Reporter kind of distinguishes itself because not only does it have headlines, but also has reviews and discussions as well as policy changes that definitely influence the industry.